So we carried on from what we're doing from CTC21. So let me press buttons. Nope, that's the Git. You don't need to see that. So WasteWizards 2021, CTC21 started with creating a bit of front end for some data around household waste recycling centres. This time round, what we did is, with the help of Jez, we've created a page on Wiki OpenStreetMap around household waste recycling centres and given them a bit of blurb, given some different tags, and then found all of the recycling centres for Scotland, England, and Wales. So there's 900 and odd on this list. And then what we're doing is we're joining up between references on OpenStreetMap. So we can click on this one, it goes to OpenStreetMap. So you can see the river of Bridge of Don Recycling Centre there. Then we can create there. Then we also have Wikidata IDs, so we've got them there as well. We've been slowly updating the OSM tags to include an operator field, an owner and an operator field. So you can see on this example here that the operator of this is a private company that's called Suez, and then the owner of it is Derbyshire City Council, because every recycling centre has both an operator and an owner. And then from that data, we can then use different tools, both in Wikidata and in OSM, to find information out. So Jack, I'll show you this, and then Jack will show you the Wizzy stuff. So kind of shows you the sites on OSM that have a owner that has council in their name, either a node or a way. So this is why we've got different colours here. And then we've been slowly adding more information in there around what they accept. So I'll hand over to someone else. So we're just like doing a lot of data crunching, really. Well, data tidying up, putting in places, and then getting it into finding it on OpenStreetMap and getting it into Wikidata.
So what we did then, following that overpass query that Tom's just shown you, is I created a front end from that, continuing on from the front end that we did the last time at CTC21. So now, if you are, say, a citizen and you want to know where you can dispose of a certain item in your area, you can stick in the postcode for where you live. You can put in a type of waste, and it'll suggest various types already to you, so that we've already pre-matched up to OSM tags. So if I search paint and then click search, it should automatically zoom into the council area, but it's kind of struggling with that right now, typical as you just go into a demo. But normally it would zoom to the council area. So in this case, Aberdeen City. What it's going to do, it's going to highlight the ones within the council area that will accept the waste type that you've popped in here. So in this case, I've got 2, Hazelhead and Bridgedon. Oh, there we go. It's populated the council boundary as well. If I click on that, it's going to go and show me my materials and confirm that paint is in fact in there. However, if I was to go to another one that's still kept blue, paint isn't mentioned in this list, so it stays blue, sort of show, yes, it's a recycling centre, but it doesn't take what you've asked for. So yeah, that's what we've worked on from there. We've got a decent amount of recycling centres in Scotland now, and a couple across England, Wales and Northern Ireland. So yeah, don't know if you want to say anything else, Jez.
Not too much to add to that. Just that the OSM records now, some of them have a Wikidata ID in there, so you can navigate from OSM to Wikidata, get extra information.
Large set of data in a spreadsheet. And what I did was, if you can see this, is I used the Jupyter Notebook to parse through that and create an output, which, if I can show you here, was in the format that was accepted by Wikidata's quick statements. So you can just cut and paste the output of that into here. And finally, in quick statements, I was able then to run that. And this is the most recent batch, was a 79, which is all the waste. So we now have 907 in Wikidata, and a few ideas to enhance those as well. So it'll be good to see how that goes. And it just stops sharing the screen.
And then Andrew was building a connection between OpenStreetMaps and the stuff that Jack built. So Andrew, do you want to go through that?
Yeah, so I was looking at hitting the OpenStreetMap API directly to edit and add things. The first simple version of being able to post a note, MD can do, you just, I was just doing it from a shell command line using curl to post the note to the lat long, and it was appearing on the map.
I can demo that if you want.
Yeah, that's been integrated into the system.
Yep. So I managed to pick up the endpoint that Andrew was using for that. So say I've got Portlife and Recycling Centre here, and I want to suggest a change. So say I don't know whether this site accepts asbestos or not. I could ask, does the site accept asbestos? Submit that. And then in theory, if I then, no, that's live, test system. In theory, that will now have a note against it that I just typed saying, does the site accept asbestos? So it's an anonymous note that's on the map, but it's a good start. Hopefully next I would like to actually attach it to the node itself as a fix me.
Okay, yes, so the second part to edit notes, to edit information on the map, you basically download the XML of the item, make your changes and push it back up.
Yep.
However, to push it back up, you need to be authenticated via OAuth. You simply register your app, service, or whatever you're creating to get the authentication to do that. However, because I was just doing it from a shell terminal, I don't have any website to provide with information about it, so I couldn't register. But there were food. So to do the same with products, if you got the box, you can scan it. But if it's something, your pile of jumble, you'd have to go and say these are each item, and then go and do it. But it was discussed this afternoon as a logical
step.
Yeah. As far as the sophistication goes at the moment, with regards to how it's matching, it's just a sort of lookup table where it's taking that entry that you're putting in, whether it's paint or batteries, and it's matching it against a OpenStreetMap tag, which would be on the recycling center to say yes or no whether it accepts that item or not. So it's not too sophisticated at the moment. I'd like to in future add a suggest an item button, so if there's something that's not on there, users could submit, or their badminton racket, for example, and ask, what would this be categorized as, where, and then we can get that populated.
Great stuff.
Okay.